On October 18, 1989, in West Branch, Iowa, Gerald Ford, the 38th President of the United States, shared history with students from across Iowa. The visit was part of a conference on the role of former presidents in American society, sponsored by the Herbert Hoover Library and Museum and the Gerald Ford Library and Museum. Here's how these students took advantage of a rare learning opportunity.
Thank you very, very much. It's a very high honor and a very great privilege for me to come to West Branch and to participate in this conference, which is being held here at the Hoover facilities.
Mr. Ford, what advice would you give a young lady wanting to become President of the United States?
Well, I hope we do have a young lady at some point become President of the United States. I can tell you how I think it will happen, because it won't happen in the normal course of events. Either the Republican or Democrat political party will nominate a man for president and a woman for vice president, and the woman and man will win. So you'll end up with a president, a male, and a vice president, a female. And in that term of office of the president will die, and the woman will become president under the law or Constitution. And once that barrier is broken, from then on, men better be careful, because they'll have a hard time ever even getting a nomination in the future. But that's the way it's going to happen, and I think it'll probably come sometime in the next 4 or 8 years.
Breaking news out of Washington. President Biden has announced he is withdrawing from the 2024 presidential race after weeks of mounting pressure from within his own party. Following a debate performance the president acknowledged as a bad night. It's a decision a source tells ABC News came just today. Biden telling his senior team he changed his mind about staying in the race at 1:45 this afternoon, just 1 minute before his letter went public. We're told he spoke to the vice president as well. Kamala Harris releasing a statement that says in part, "I am honored to have the president's endorsement, and my intention is to earn and win this nomination." ABC's Perry Russum has the latest.
President Biden dropping out of the race for president, releasing a statement that reads in part, "I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term." Biden exits the race amid growing calls from lawmakers for him to step aside. Democrat turned independent Senator Joe Manchin this morning.
It's time. It's just time. To a new generation to come in.
Biden's candidacy began to unravel nearly 1 month ago at the first presidential debate with former President Trump.
This guy told Trump, do whatever you want and do whatever you want.
Days later, Biden telling ABC's George Stephanopoulos only divine intervention can get him to leave the race.
It depends if the Lord Almighty comes out and tells me that, I might do that.
Biden remained steadfast on the campaign trail.
If you're going to drop out, what you going to do? Well, here's my answer. I am running and going to win again.
This is the first time an incumbent president has dropped out since 1968, when President Lyndon Baines Johnson stepped aside. Biden is now endorsing his vice president, Kamala Harris, who was 22 years younger than Biden. The president writing, "Today I want to offer my full support and endorsement for Kamala to be the nominee of our party this year. Democrats, it's time to come together and beat Trump. Let's do this."
Whosoever